You know you need to get your message out and you need to enroll clients, or else this is going to be nothing more than a feel-good hobby. But do you focus on Instagram? Do you start a community? Do you do LinkedIn? Do you create a book? Do you launch a podcast? Like, the options are endless. And how the hell do you know where you should focus? I have a framework, and it's called the Rocketship Method, and it helps you understand what is needed to move someone from stranger to client. It helps demystify all the noise out there. The recording I'm sharing with you here is a clip from a training I did with some clients, and I'm sharing it with you because I think it's going to help you understand this better. Enjoy. So let's start with a framework to help you understand everything. A framework that is critical because if I pay attention and look at the way things have changed since I started coaching, it is tremendous how many different strategies or tactics, like this is the way you do things. For a long while, it was you set up a webinar and there's these automation systems and you just push people to a webinar and that worked. For a while, it was create a Facebook group, create a free Facebook group and get people in the free Facebook group that works. For a long time, it was create an ebook, make some kind of ebook, and people called them lead magnets, and that was the thing. And there's like, I can keep going. There's so many of these approaches. One that got really big in the last year was communities, and then like the platform school got really popular. So it seems like everyone and their mother started a school community. They all can work, and the trends will come and go. And the framework I'm going to share with you now allows you to step back and understand the entire process from someone going from a stranger to a client so that you can see the patterns and you can see what works. And regardless of what the trend of the moment is, and regardless of what the next week's guru tells you, that you understand what the actual steps and processes are beyond just whatever the hot trend is. And really, if you don't understand this, you're going to struggle to grow predictably. You're going to be stuck having to compete on price. And you're going to have to need to do hard selling to get clients. It means you're going to have to be pushy. It means you're going to have to like put the boxing gloves on and almost fight people to get them to become clients. It's not a good time. And if you do understand this, it'll make it really easy for you to get strangers to become clients without any kind of pushy tactics. You'll be able to set premium rates and then only work with the clients that you really love. And you'll know how to predictively create more opportunities for you. And it is your rocket ship. This is my framework, your rocket ship. So I'm going to go through it with you in detail. Some of the things about the rocket ship include the 4 steps to predictably move someone from being a stranger to a client, exactly what to do at each step. The 5th critical step that a bunch of people miss, unfortunately. And then an exercise to help you figure out where are the opportunities for you so that you can be moving more people from being a stranger to wanting to work with you. So this is the setup before we jump in. What is the very first stage for someone to become a client? And let's assume that this person has a need, has a problem they needs to solve, like they have a pain that they're trying to fix or a goal they're trying to achieve. But if we take that as an assumption, what is the first stage? What's the first thing that needs to happen for someone to get to eventually become a client? You can put it in the chat or you can unmute and say it. Awareness of problem. Let's say assumption. Let's assume that they're aware of the problem. They have a problem. They know they have a problem they want to solve, or they have a goal they want to achieve. If we assume that that's the case, what needs to happen for them to become a client?
Some initial touch point of coming across you in some way, shape, or form.
Some awareness of you. They have to know who the hell you are. It's not possible. They have to discover you in some way. Yeah, I see some of you put it like talk to you, know you, connection. Yeah, it's like if they can have the biggest problem in the world, they can be suffering, they could have big goals, but if they don't know that you exist, they can never become a client. Not possible. All right. Once they've discovered you, what needs to happen? What's the next step you think? What needs to happen? Once they're aware of you, what needs to happen if we're thinking about a journey for them becoming a client?
Trust.
Trust and belief. Trust. Tom's like, he's playing the
I nailed it.
Oh, what's the game that they used to have at bars and there's like the TVs that have the game and you have to enter the thing. You that same enthusiasm with that.
Oh.
Yeah, trust. They got to trust that You can help them solve their problem. Trust that you're able to get them where they're at. Believe that you're capable of doing it. Without that trust and belief, it's going to be a really hard time for them to become a client. Right. So they know they have a problem they want to solve, or they have a goal they want to achieve. They've discovered you, they know exists. There's starting to be some trust and belief that you can help them and that you actually are able to help them do this. Then what needs to happen? I won't sit too long. Engage. Yeah, there needs to be a relationship. There needs to be a relationship. And if you think about it, with a bunch of you here, like some of you, again, like this is the first time we're spending time together, or maybe you got the invite and you came to the free session I gave you on Monday. So we're still like really strangers. Some of you, we've had conversations. Like Tom, I've met in person. I know how big his muscles are. Like Clary and Jihan, we've never had Zoom calls, but we've like interacted with each other so much on LinkedIn that I feel like we know each other. Like, but there needs to be some kind of relationship. And the caveat being, if your business is built off selling $50 items or things that are impulse buys, then yeah, you can skip this. But my guess is most of you are selling some kind of coaching or consulting where there's a bigger ticket, where there's a transformation. The relationship is required. And then what is the last step? They discover you, the trust and belief is there, the relationship is there. What's the last step here?
Some sort of reach out conversation or something.
Yes, they need to say like, let's go. And that for that to happen, there needs to be some kind of invitation, some kind of conversation, but they need to say yes. And when we get to this, because we're going to go through all 4 of these in detail now, when we get to this one's funny to me. Like I chat with people and it's like, well, are you asking anyone if they want to get a call? Are you inviting them? Are you making it possible for them to say yes? There was someone I worked with a couple years ago. We went through all this pain and got them showing up online, got them creating a little bit of a buzz around them, set up a free workshop, did the workshop. People signed up, people attended. And at the end of the workshop, they didn't make any invitation. They didn't let them know what was next. They didn't let them know what the next steps were. For this to say like, yes, I want in, there needs to be some kind of invitation. But all right, these are the main 4 stages, not including the 5th bonus one that people sometimes forget, but let's go through them in a bit more detail. And the thing is, when you set things up like a rocket ship like this, and you understand the stages, and you're intentionally structuring your business in a way, and your messaging in a way, and the way you show up in a way that people can move up your rocket ship. There's no pressure. There's no forceful pushing. It's about extending your arm and inviting people up to the next step. And if you've been exposed to like funnels and all that other stuff, that's inverted. It's upside down. And funnels is all about like pushing people down to the next thing. And if you start studying those marketing tactics, it's pressure, and you set up a tripwire and all this. And it's very much aggressive language about like pushing people down. But this is about inviting people up. You invite them up, you extend your arm, and they say like, I'm interested, I'm up, let's go to the next stage, or not.
Rob, can you become too friendly though? In terms of your relationship building?
I don't know. It depends. Then if you're just spinning at that relationship stage and you're not doing what I just said, you're not ever making invitations. You're not saying like, hey, I could help you with that, or hey, I'm running a workshop on this, or hey, I have a guide for this, or then yes. And that's then the dating and enrollment make the best analogies. And that's being stuck in the friend zone. And if you like, there's lots of jokes and memes online about being stuck in the friend zone. That's what that is. And with that in mind, look, because I put relationships above everything. So I'll get on calls with people where there's no like, hey, I'm going to try and sell you something, where there's really just, let's sniff each other out as humans. Let's hang out. Let's see what the vibe is like, where there's no pitch. But when there is a connection, and when I'm hearing that I might be able to help that person, at the end of that conversation, I ask like, hey, sounds like you might need help with X, Y, and Z, or Z as our American friends would say. I think I could probably help with this. Are you interested in a different kind of conversation? So you're switching from the friend zone to, let's make this, and then it's different. Then they show up to the different conversation and they know this might lead to working together. But yes, awesome question, because you'd be stuck in the friend zone and then you don't get to help anyone. So the other reason why the rocket ship too, for me, and why this really sticks is because I think about NASA. NASA doesn't have ads. NASA doesn't need to have pushy marketing to get people to want to be astronauts. NASA doesn't have a landing page with a countdown timer. NASA shows astronauts doing cool astronaut shit, and then a bunch of people want to be astronauts. Period. Full stop. And that's where you can go. That's what you can build. That's what I want you to create, is creating this environment where people see what you're doing, see how you're showing up, see your message, see how you're helping other people, and think, God damn, I want that.